Lethal Company, a game where you work for a company to collect scrap from abandoned moons, where players take on the role of contracted employees working for a corporation called the company, collecting scrap from abandoned, industrialized moons, while having to avoid traps, environmental hazards, and monsters. Raft, a survival game where you play as a survivor who floats on a raft in the middle of the ocean. The player starts only with a hook that they can aim and throw to catch. Stardew Valley is a farming simulation game where players inherit a rundown farm and must restore it to its former glory. The game also includes elements of exploration, socializing with town residents, fishing, mining, and crafting. Sea of Thieves is a multiplayer game where you play as a pirate. You can sail the open sea, fight other players, and look for treasure. You can play alone or with friends. Deep Rock Galactic is a first-person shooter game where players work together to collect minerals from alien-infested caves. The game is set on a hostile planet, and players take on the role of dwarven space miners. Overcooked 2. Teams of up to 4 players cooperatively prepare and cook orders in absurd restaurants. Players gather, chop, and cook ingredients, combine them on plates, serve dishes, and wash dishes. Human Fall Flat is a physics puzzle game where players play a customizable human, referred to in-game as Bob. In the game, players can make Bob grab objects and climb up ledges using both his arms and looking with his head. Don't Starve Together is a dark fantasy survival game where players work together to survive in a randomly generated world. In the game, players must use their environment to combat their ever-draining sanity, health, and hunger. They can grow crops, catch fish, hunt for meat, and uncover ancient secrets. Stranded Deep is a survival game where players must explore and survive in the Pacific Ocean after a plane crash. The game's main goal is to survive and escape by exploring underwater and on land for supplies. Players must also craft tools, weapons, and shelter to stay alive while avoiding hunger, thirst, and exposure.